This video will provide an explanation of the difference between absolute and relative poverty. We're going to start by discussing absolute poverty, which is a measure of the requirements necessary to afford the very minimal standards of life-sustaining essentials, things like food, clothing, shelter, clean water, sanitation, education, and access to health care. People that fall below this standard are considered to have a risk to their survival due to the inability they have in meeting basic requirements. The World Bank sets the global absolute poverty measure at $2 a day, about $730 per person per year. But that standard applies more to countries that are still developing. In already developed countries, like the United States, we use a poverty level or a poverty threshold that is established by the federal government to measure the minimum amount of income required to meet the most basic essentials. This measure was originally developed by Molly Orshansky in the 1960s and could use an update, but is still the standard we use. And you will find it used as a guide for social service agencies all across the country in determining eligibility for services. This chart shows how little the poverty level has changed over the last several years. In the United States, one person was at the poverty level if their income fell at or below $11,770 in 2015. That works out to be about $32.25 a day, which is significantly more than the $2 per day set by the World Bank. The poverty level provides income amounts for households of any size. The other measurement we look at is median income. This chart shows the median income in Ohio versus the United States. In 2015, Ohio's median household income was about $53,000. The median household income reflects the income of the entire household, regardless of the number of people living within it. Relative poverty assumes relativity, meaning that income is measured within a social context. As an example, consider a street of homes in Cleveland Heights. Most of the households on the street are households in which the median income is about $50,000. But there is one home where a couple lives, and they earn only $25,000. Remember that the poverty level for two people is about $15,930, so they earn more than the poverty level. Although they are technically living above the poverty level, they are in relative poverty when looking at the other households in their neighborhood. Relative poverty does not measure hardship or deprivation, but rather the lack of wealth within a social context. The result of relative poverty is that the person or household is excluded from the social context in which they live, but not at risk of survival. Absolute poverty means that someone is at or below the poverty level set by the federal government, which results in a risk to their survival because they are not able to meet all of their basic needs. Relative poverty prevents someone from being fully included in society, but does not put them at risk of survival. It considers both absolute poverty and median income within a social context. If you still have questions, be sure to ask me.
Created using Powtoon.